Good morning, boys. Very happy to see you and meet you all again. Today I am going to teach you about non-finite verbs. I hope that you have already learned in your previous classes. Before teaching what is a non-finite verb, I will just give the introduction or we will just recall what is a verb. So, verb comes from the Latin verbum. That means it is a word. So, it is a Latin verb. Okay, verb comes from the Latin verbum, that is meaning a word. Can you give me some examples for verb? You will tell eat, write, sing, play, run, ate, is eating, was eating. So all these are examples for what your verb. Example, I told eat, run, here, dance. All the action words comes under verb. But you should not say singing, dancing, walking, because these are verbs, but it is a partly verb that I will tell you later why we should not use singing, dancing, eating, verb plus ing to give some examples for verb. Because if you take singing and dancing, though it is an action verb, but it does not show you the tense. Because verb is a very important part of a sentence. Verb is a word that shows when the action is taking place. Now if you say eat, it shows you the tense. I eat breakfast. They run. They dance. They dancing. Does it show you the tense? No. So what you have to add there? They are dancing. So verb which ends with ing, it is not a verb. Clear? Because it does not show you the tense. So whenever the example are asked with the action words, either you have to tell it them in the present form, past form, or future form, or present continuous where there is an auxiliary verb. Is it clear? Once again I will explain you. Verb, it comes from the Latin verbum, that means verb. So all the action words comes under verb. What are the actions here? Eat, run, dance, is dancing, are dancing, was dancing, were dancing, they were writing, they will write. So if you see, if you observe, what are the examples I have given here? Eat, present form, ate, past form, is eating, present continuous form, was eating, past continuous form. You should not say eating, dancing or walking because it comes under non-finite verbs. I will explain you later what are the non-finite verbs here. Okay. Verb. It is a word that expresses action, state of being and position. Already I have told you what is action here. For example, Hari laughs. So here Hari is subject and laughs is what here? Action. And here the verb shows you it is in present form. Anu wrote her homework. Again what is here? Wrote. So it describes about what? It expresses action here. What Hari is doing and what Anu is doing here. Okay. So in the first part of the sentence, if you see, the verb tells us what the subject is doing or what the person or the thing does here. Now if you take second sentence, Hari is scolded. The window is broken. Okay. Hari is scolded. The window is broken. If you see here I have used auxiliary verb is. Here also I have used is to show you that it is in present form. Is scolded. Is broken. Here it is about what has been done to the person or a thing. Here it tells about a person or a thing here. Here it tells about what? Hari, subject. Here it tells about what? Anu. What they are doing. Hari laughs, Anu work here. So it expresses action. Here also, Hari is scolded, the window is broken. Here also, what? The action is expressed. Next, state of being or existence. The cat is dead. It describes about what here? Again, the state of being, what exists here. The glass is brittle. So in short, What is that? The verb tells us something about a person or a thing. Okay, in fact it tells about the subject. Once again I will explain you. Verb comes from the Latin verbum, that means what here? Verb. And it expresses what here? Action, state of being or existence, position. Position means what? Owning something. I have a pen, I have a car. That shows the position here. Why it is a very important word in a sentence? Because the verb shows you the tense, when the action is taking place. Tense means what? Whether it is in present form, past form, future form, present continuous, past continuous, present perfect, past perfect. It tells you about what? The tenses here. In short, what? Verb is something, it tells about person or a thing. In fact, it is a subject. Now, we will go to non-finite verbs. Now, verbs are divided into finite verbs and non-finite verbs. What is the finite verb here? Finite verbs are nothing but, as I already told you, it indicates the tense. Indicates the tense means what here? It shows when the action is taking place. Whether it is in present form, past form, present continuous. You have all the 12 tenses. Now, what are those 12 tenses? Simple present, present continuous, present perfect tense, present perfect continuous. Simple past, past continuous, past perfect tense, past perfect continuous. Then you have simple future, future continuous, future perfect tense, future perfect continuous tense. So, here it shows, indicates the tense means what? It shows you the tense. Now, for example, Arun invited Varun to his birthday party. Now, what is the word given here? Invited. It shows you the tense when the action is taking place. Invited, it is what here? It is in simple past tense. Clear? Changes according to the subject. What is the changes according to the subject here? First, it indicates the tense means what here? It shows when the action is taking place. So, verb is a very important part of a sentence. Only this finite verb, it will show you the tense, okay, when the action is taking place. Now, if you see invited, here it shows you the tense, goes. Arun goes to market every day. The child is watching television. The children are watching television. Here it represents simple past, simple present, present continuous, and here also present continuous. So, next point is what here? Changes according to the subjects. What is the changes according to the subject here? Now, Arun is what here? Singular. Here also what? Singular. Singular subject, singular subject. Child is also singular subject. Now, here in past tense, what is here? Invited. For past tense, there is not a problem whether the verb should be in singular or plural. Now, Arun is what here? Singular. So, if Arun is singular, the verb also must be in singular form. So, it changes according to the subject. Arun goes. So, here singular subject, singular verb. If I am, instead of Arun, I am writing boys. So, instead of goes, what I will write here? Boys go to market every day. This is the difference. Changes according to the subject means what here? For singulars here. Arun goes, boys go. Here Arun is singular, goes is what here? Here also it is a singular verb. Boys, plural noun or plural subject or plural noun, here it is plural verb. So, it changes according to the subject here. Singular, singular, plural, plural. Clear? Then according to the subject here. Is it clear? Changes the tense and number according to the subject. First, again I will explain you. Finite verbs, it indicates the tense. Indicates the tense means what? It shows you the tense when the action is taking place. For example, Arun invited Varun to his birthday party. So, what is that invited here? Here it is a verb. This verb is a very important part of sentence because it shows you the tense when the action is taking place. Next one, Arun goes to market. Again what here? Singular subject, goes to market every day. That means what? Here it is in simple form, everyday happening. The child is watching TV. Child is what here? Singular subject, so is watching. Here the children, plural, so here also what? The verb will be changed into plural form. So, in short what here? Verb shows you the tense. Next one, it changes according to the subject and it changes this tense and number according to the subject here. These are called as finite verbs. In short, finite verbs are nothing but what? It shows you the tense. The finite verb shows when the action is taking place, whether in simple past, present or future or continuous tense. Clear? And it changes according to the subject also. Now next one, non-finite verbs. Non-finite verb here does not indicate the tense. This is also a verb. This is also the verb only. But here it is partly a verb because usually they function as noun or an adjective or an adverb here. Clear? Non-finite verbs, it does not show you the tense. Clear? And does not change according to the subject also because it is used as a noun. Sometimes this non-finite verbs are used as a subject or as an object or as a complement also. They don't have the subject, they don't change according to tense or number here. So, for example, walking, dancing, to walk. Does it show you the tense here? Walking, does it show you the tense? Dancing, does it show you the tense? To walk, does it show you the tense? It does not show. See here, watching. Just it is a word, it does not show you the tense. Whereas here, is watching, it shows you the tense. Why it shows you the tense? Because this auxiliary verb helps in showing the tense that it is in present continuous form. What the child is doing now is watching. Whereas here this watching, does it show you the tense? No, it does not show you the tense here. In fact, they function as what here? Adjectives, adverb and noun. Now if you take non-finite verbs, they are divided into three types. Gerunds, infinitives, participles. What are the things here? Gerunds, infinitives, participles. Now take this one. Gerunds, always, how the gerunds are formed? Verb plus ing. Gerund is formed with the help of what here? Verb plus ing. Infinitives, to plus verb. Participles, again, verb plus ing or verb plus ed, t or n. Clear? Once again I will explain you. Non-finite verbs does not show you the tense. They do not change according to the subject. They function as what here? Adjective, adverb or a noun. How? And there are three types of non-finite verbs. Gerunds, infinitives, participles. Clear? And they are used as what here? Either as a noun or in the form of adjective or in the form of noun. This is also a verb, but it is not a finite verb. Why it is not a finite verb? Because it does not show you the tense. Now for example, walking is a healthy habit. Now, which is the finite verb in this sentence is state of being. Then what about walking? You may ask, ma'am, walking is also a verb. No, it is not a verb. How? Because this walking does not show you the tense. Now for example, the boy is walking on the road. Now if you see the boy is walking on the road, is walking is what here? It shows you the tense here. What the boy is doing now. The boy is walking on the road. I am teaching now. I am teaching. It shows you the tense. Teaching is my profession. Is it a verb here? No, it is not a finite verb. Walking is a healthy habit. Here, walking is a gerund. It is used as a noun here. Is a finite verb. Walking is gerund because it does not show you the tense. Next, I like to walk early in the morning. Which is a finite verb here? Like is a finite verb because like shows you the tense. It indicates the tense. Like is a finite verb. It indicates the tense. Whereas to walk. What do you like? To walk. It is used as a noun in the form of an object here. Clear? Walking is a healthy habit. What is a healthy habit? Walking. So walking is used as a gerund here in the form of noun. I like to walk. Which is the finite verb here? Like. Like is a finite verb because it shows you the tense. Does it show you the tense to walk? No, it does not show you the tense. What do you like? To walk. Here it is used as an object. Next, These are my walking shoes. Are is a finite verb. Clear? State of being. Walking shoes. What type of shoes here? Walking. Here it is present participle. Walking shoes means what here? Here it is used as an adjective. Clear? Here it does not show you the tense. Having walked a long distance, I felt tired. Felt tired is what here? Finite verb. Having walked. Does it show you the tense? No, it does not show you the tense. Having walked is past participle. Here it can be used as a reason, adverb. Clear? If you see in all the 4 sentences, okay, which is the finite verb here is. Walking is used as a subject. Does it show you the tense walking here? No, it does not show you the tense. I like to walk. Like is what here? Like is a finite verb. To walk is what here? Infinitive, non-finite verb. These are my walking shoes. Here it is used as an adjective. Does it show you the tense? No. Are is a finite verb. Having walked. This is also a non-finite verb. Having walked a long distance, I felt tired. Why do you feel tired? Because you have walked for a long distance. Here it is used as an adverb. So, once again I will explain you what is a non-finite verb. It does not show you the tense. Does not change according to the subject. Does it change according to the subject? No, it does not change here. And they function as what here? Adjective, adverb and noun here. There are 3 forms of non-finite verbs. Gerund, infinitives and participles. How the gerund is formed? Verb plus ing. And it can be either used as a subject as or an object. Infinitive, to plus verb. How it is formed? Gerunds can be used as a noun. Infinitives also can be used as a noun either in the subject form or an object form. Participles, how they are formed? Verb plus ing, verb plus ed, t or n. Is it clear? These are used as adjectives or an adverb here. So what is the difference between finite verb and non-finite verb? In short, finite verb shows you the tense. Non-finite verb does not show you the tense here. For example, the children like to eat chocolates. Now if you see the children subject like this what here? Finite verb. This is the first verb. To eat is the second verb. You should not say it is a verb, but it is partly a verb. Here it is used as a noun here. Like this what here? Finite verb because it shows you the tense. How it shows you the tense? Because it is in simple past tense. To eat, does it show you the tense? No. What do you like to eat? Or what children like to eat here? To eat chocolate. So it is used as an object here. Now I am going to explain in detail about the 3 types of non-finite verbs. First is gerund, next one is infinitive and third one is participles. Already I told you how the gerund is formed. Verb plus ing. So how the gerund is formed here? Verb plus ing. Why it is called as a non-finite verb? Because it does not show you the tense here. Okay. Either it is partly a verb and partly a noun and it does the function of what here? Noun here. Because noun can be either used as a subject or as an object. So it is called as what here? Verbal noun. Once again, gerund, how it is formed? Verb plus ing and it is partly a verb and partly a noun and it is also called as what here? Verbal noun. Why it is called as a noun here? Because it is either it is used as a subject or as an object here. Is it clear to you? Either it is used as a subject or an object. Why this verb plus ing is called as gerund? Because it does not show you the tense. It is a non-finite verb. Now if you see this example, walking is a healthy habit. I told you it functions as a subject, then it as an object, complement and as also a preposition. First let me explain how it works as a subject. Walking is a healthy habit. Already I explained you this example. So which is the finite verb here? Is this the finite verb? Walking. Verb plus ing. Here it is the gerund. You just ask the question, what is a healthy habit? Walking. Always noun or a subject or an object answers the question what or who here. So walking is a healthy habit. Okay. So what it answers the question what? Okay, or which? Walking. Walking here it is used as what here? Noun. Reading novel is my hobby. Again reading. Here it is not a finite verb. Why it is not a finite verb? Because it does not show you the tense. Here it works as a subject. Okay, what is your hobby? Reading novels. So it answers the question what? Is it clear? Here also it is used as a subject and here also it is used as a subject here. And here it is used as a noun. Next, this gerund can be used as an object also. Clear? I enjoy reading novels. What do you enjoy? So which is a finite verb here? Enjoy is a finite verb, whereas reading is what here? Reading is a non-finite verb. Why reading is a non-finite verb? Because it does not show you the tense and here it is used as a gerund. I told you gerund can be used either as a subject or as an object and it does the function of the noun. You just make a question, you frame a question. What do you enjoy? I enjoy reading novels. Let us enjoy boating. Boating. Again it is used as what here? Noun. It is not a finite verb because it does not show you the tense. Boating. What do you like to enjoy? Okay. Let us enjoy boating. Boating is also what here? Used as a gerund. Then subject complement. Next it is used as complement. It tells about the subject here. What is your hobby? My hobby is. What is here? Reading novels. It tells about the subject here. Okay, almost what here? Complement is nothing but it is used as an adjective here. Next, it is used after preposition. If you see, she is very good at what? At is what here? Preposition. So, as the object of preposition, after the preposition, we are using the gerund dancing. She is fond of eating chocolates. So, it is used after the preposition and here after the preposition it is used as an what here? Object. That's why it acts as the object of preposition. Once again I will explain you gerund, how it is formed, verb plus ing, then okay it is partly a verb, partly a noun and it is a verbal noun. Either it acts as a subject, as an object, complement or object of preposition. As a subject, walking, reading, okay here reading novels. Walking is a healthy habit. Smoking is injurious to health. What is injurious to health? Smoking. So here smoking is used as what here? Used as a gerund. Next, I enjoy reading novels. Enjoy is what here? Finite verb. Reading novels, it is used as an object. Subject complement. What is your hobby? My hobby is reading novels here. So reading is what here? Don't take it is reading here. Is reading, it does not show you the tense. State of being only. My hobby is incomplete sentence. You may ask, Miss, is reading, it shows you the tense, it is in present continuous. No, it is not in present continuous. You just divide the sentence. My hobby is what? Reading novels. Clear? Is it clear? What he is doing? He is reading novels. That is different. Clear? Now as an object of preposition, she is very good at dancing. So after preposition it is used as an object. She is fond of what? Eating chocolates. So here eating. She is eating chocolates now. Is eating is what here? It is present continuous tense. Here it is not a continuous tense. It is used as an object after the preposition. Okay. Next is infinitives. How the infinitives are formed? To plus verb. And the verb will be in present form. And here infinitives are used as they function as noun here. Now if you take infinitives, they are divided into two types. Two infinitive, bare or plain infinitives. Okay, first let me explain two infinitive. Two infinitive is often called as what here? To verb. To plus verb which is in simple present form. Present form. To fly, to eat, to sleep, to dance. All this comes under to infinitive. Function either as a subject, object, complement, object to preposition. Same way as gerund. Clear? What is the difference here? It is used as verb plus ing and it is formed as what? To plus verb. And what is this bare or plain infinitives? Here, bare or plain infinitives means after some, there are some finite verbs. Okay, whenever we are using that finite verbs, we should not add to there. Some finite verbs and some modal verbs. First, let me explain what is to infinitive. First type. Now, this to infinitive is formed as what? To plus verb. First, it is used as a subject. Second, it is used as an object. then it functions as a complement, then objective preposition. To sing is my hobby. So which is the finite verb here is. What about to sing here? Does it show you the tense? No. Here it is infinitive and it answers the question. Clear? And this one, to sing is what here? It is used as a noun. I already told you, to plus verb, infinitive, they either function as a subject or as an object. Here to sing, how the infinitives are formed? To plus verb. So to sing is my hobby. To play with fire is dangerous. To play, again here it is used as a noun. Is it a finite verb? No, it is not a finite verb. Why it is not a finite verb? Because it does not show you the tense. Again and again I am repeating it. To sing, it is a noun. To play, here also it is a noun and it is an infinitive. To plus verb, to plus verb. Now as an object, how can we use as an object here? We eat. Eat is what here? Finite verb. To live is what here? Non-finite verb. Infinitive. We eat to live. It can be used as an object also. Children like to play. What do the children like? To play. So again it is used as a noun here, as an object. I told you noun can be used either as a subject or as an object. So gerund and infinitives, they are used as a noun here. To sing is what here? Noun. To sing is what? Infinitive. To play is also infinitive. Here it is used as a subject, and here it is used as an object. Next one, complement. His ambition is, what is his ambition? To fly. So it tells about the subject here. This shop is to let. It tells about this particular shop. Okay, to let. So here it is used as a complement. Next, objective preposition. After preposition it is used. He was about. About is what here? Preposition. About to jump. So it is used after preposition. So it does the work of what here? Noun here, same as gerund. So gerund and this infinitives, they function as what here? Noun. Either it works as a subject, object or complement or objective preposition. Here also infinitives does the same work. Clear? How can you find out gerund and non-infinitives? Gerund always ends with verb plus ing and infinitives to plus verb. Now I told you infinitives are divided into two types. To plus verb, bare infinitives or plain infinitives. Why it is called as bare infinitives? Sometimes the infinitives is used without to. When we are using modal verbs and some finite verbs like watch, bid, need, dare, let, make, see, feel, hear, know, please. Okay. So whenever we are using this finite verbs, okay, we are not using any infinitives here. Bare infinitives are used without using to, and even for modal verbs also. For example, let him sit here. Let is what here? Finite verb. Okay. So let, whenever you are using let, this is a bare infinitive. Some finite verbs are what here? Are used without to. Let him sit here. We are avoiding to here. I made him. So made is what here? I told some finite verbs like watch, bid, need, dare, let, make, see. Make. The past tense of make is what? Made here. I made him. Whenever you are using make or made, what is the verb? This to is hidden here. Okay, I made him do it. So this is called as bare infinitive, where we can avoid using to here. Same way, let him sit here. Sit. We are avoiding what here? To. It is not necessary to use to all the times. That's why it is called as bare infinitives. They are used after what here? Modal verbs and some finite verbs. Watch, bid, need, dare, let, make, see, feel, hear, know, please, etc. Now if you take this example, you must obey elders. Must is what here? Modal verb. Okay. You must obey. So here it is used as a bare infinitive, where to is not used. Even you have had better. Here also see a modal verb where we can avoid to here. So there are some infinitives where it is used without to. Some are modal verbs, some are finite verbs. Whenever, see the finite verbs, only when you come across this finite verbs, you can avoid using to here. Yeah, but there is an exception. You ought to obey your parents. Whenever you are using ought, you have to use to obey. That is also a modal verb, but it is an exceptional case here. So remember that bare infinitives are nothing but what? It is used without to. It is followed by what here? Modal verbs or some finite verbs like watch, with, need, dare, let, make, see, feel, hear, know and please. See this example. Let him sit here. Let. Finite verb where we are not using to. I made him do it. Whenever made is there, when we are using finite verb made, you have to avoid using to here. That is why it is called as bare infinitive. Okay, so gerund, it is used as a noun. Infinitives, this is also used as a noun. It can be either used as a subject, object, complement, objective, preposition. Next one is what here? Bare infinitives. There are two types, modal verbs and some finite verbs. Modal verbs, whenever you are using modal verbs, you have to avoid to there. And some finite verbs like what here? Watch, with, need, dare, let, make, etc. Now next we will go to participles. Now if you take participles, there are two types of participles. One is present participle and another one is past participle. Now if you take present participle, it is formed verb plus ing, and here it is formed with verb plus ed, t, n or ed. Clear? Now this present participle is used as an adjective. Past participle, either it is used as an adjective or as an adverb. For example, I bought a dancing doll. I bought a broken doll. Now if you see this participles, I bought a dancing doll. Bought is what here? It represents tense here, finite verb. It is in past tense. Dancing doll. Here it is not a gerund. Here it describes about the noun. So here it is in the form of present participle and it is used as an adjective. Past participle, I bought a broken doll. Again, bought is what here? Finite verb. And what type of doll did you buy here? Broken doll. It tells about the doll. So here it is an adjective. So participles are of two types. Present participle, past participle, verb plus ing, and how this is formed? Verb plus ed, t, n or ed. Here it is used as an adjective. I bought a dancing doll. I bought a broken doll. Having rested, we continued our journey. Having rested, again it is what here? Past participle. Having rested. Clear? Having rested, we continued our journey. So again, having rested means what here? Here it is a past participle. A burnt child dreads fire. Burnt child means what? Again here it is used as an adjective. So non-finite verbs, just I'll give non-finite verbs. It does not show you the tense. Okay. It does the work of the functions as a noun, adjective or adverb. Okay. The gerund, verb plus ing, it either can work as a subject, function as a subject, object or subject complement or as an object of preposition. Same way, infinitives also, there are two types of infinitives. Two infinitives, that is two place verb, and another one is bare or plain infinitives, where some infinitives are used without to. When we are using modal verbs and some finite verbs like watch, with, need, dare, make, see, feel, hear, know, please, etc. Clear? Let him sit here. When we are using let, this finite verb, we are not using to here. I made him, made. Finite verb, we are not using to here. Must obey. for, okay, modal verb. After this modal verb, avoid using to here. Then participles, there are two types of participles, present participle and past participle. Okay, it is used as an adjective. See, in page number 69, they are given the action verbs in bold. You have to identify whether they are finite or non-finite verb. They want to try a new approach. Want is what here? Want is the finite verb. To try is what here? Non-finite verb. And to try is what here? It is an infinitive. Trying is easy. What is easy? Again it is what here? Non-finite verb. Take down the answers also. Page number 69, where you have to find out whether they are finite or non-finite verbs. First one, they want to try a new approach. To try, non-finite verb. It is an infinitive. Trying is easy. Trying, non-finite verb. Gerund. Having tried everything, he gave up. Again it is non-finite verb here, which are bold here, the words which are in bold. All I can do is try, finite verb. If she tired, she would succeed. Again it is a finite verb here. Next you take page number 70. See, the gerunds are given here. Read the following pairs of sentences. Identify the subject. If you take the first sentence, traveling might satisfy a desire for new experiences. So here subject is what? Traveling. Next, direct object. They do not appreciate my singing. What they do not appreciate? Singing. So here it is an object here. Underline those things. Identify the subject complement. My cat's favorite activity is sleeping. Sleeping is what here? Subject complement. It is not in present continuous tense. Identify the object of preposition. The police arrested him for speeding. For speeding. It comes after preposition. So what are the gerunds here? See here. Traveling. Next one, singing, sleeping, speeding. Second sentence, what is the thing? Read the, identify the subject. The study abroad program. That is the subject. Next, they do not. They. Next one is what here? Identify the direct object, my assistants. For the next one, salmon. Next one, criminal activity. So, I will be sending you some more exercises and you can do this 72 and 73. I will send the answer through WhatsApp group. Please make a note of it, and the worksheets also will be sent to you for prepositions. For prepositions I have already said. For degrees of comparison and for the non-finite verbs, worksheets will be sent to you. Do it, okay, finish it, and the very next day we will be sending the answers also. And these worksheets will be helpful for your examination. For the first term examination, you can do the revision by using that. Thank you.